Hello and welcome back to Nodes. If you didn't catch my first episode of this game, this is a node-based incremental game where you create factory chains to craft new items. It's a lot of fun. It was released in 2022. It was actually abandoned shortly thereafter, so it did not receive a whole lot of updates. It does have some features missing. There are a couple bugs in it, but it is what it is. I've still enjoyed my time with the game. It's only around $6 US, so it's not too bad if you want to check it out. But no, there are bugs in it, and they can be slightly annoying. I'll just quickly mention a couple of bugs I found in case you encounter them, so that you know how to work around them. The first one is the WASD quits working sometimes and you can't move around the screen or zoom in and out. The quick way to fix that is just click on the tech tree here, and then close it back out, and you should be able to move again. I found that to be, it happens on occasion. The other bug I found is when you reload the game for the first time, it does move some of your nodes around, and it overlaps some of them, so it can be quite annoying if you have a nice organized board like I do. So, but I've only found that to be the case after the first reload. After subsequent reloads, it does not seem to happen, so that bug seems to be limited to the first time. At least that's my experience with it. Okay, let's zoom out and take a quick look at the board. I've got it nicely organized. We're going to get a little messy here once we start going, because the stuff's going to start interacting with each other. Right now, every production chain has its own little thing, so it's nice to keep it organized. Just a quick note, I did do some gameplay off camera, and I actually ended up restarting the game because I found that we prestiged at the end of last episode, and it seemed to affect some of the milestones. Some of the milestones weren't going to be achievable after the prestige because it was messing with how it logged. So I actually restarted it. I'm not going to prestige. I'm going to see how long I can do that for. Right now, the prestige bonus is at 110%, so it is definitely tempting to prestige, but I'm going to try to hold off as long as I can to see if it's possible to make sure I achieve all these milestones before I prestige. I've purchased 150 nodes, and I've unlocked 50 nodes. So we have quite a few milestones to go yet. We'll go over the tech tree in a second. I'll try to keep it nicely organized. This chain is pretty huge. I've made a separate chain for each item so that I can stockpile each item. So this is ilmenite. It has quite a crafting tree on it, so we have quite a bit of different products that are going to be made with it, so we'll see how that goes. So we are going to go after these bonus nodes, because right now we have 0 bonus nodes unlocked. Let's see if I can find this one here. Gains from booster nodes, 0%. So we're going to try to get some of these booster nodes, see what they do, see how worthwhile they are. Going back to the tech tree again, that is these round ones here. But a lot of them require this resource right here. This, if we hover over this one, it highlights that one. If we hover over this one, it highlights that one. That one does not require that one. But a lot of them require that one. So we are going to unlock this one first. This is one of the huge crafting item ones though. So this is mana gem. So we will go to the mana tech tree here. This is, put down one of these to see what the end goal of it is. So it does require, you can see it requires these items to be crafted, so I'm going to have to make a whole nother, I could branch this off and make this go to 2 separate ones, but I'm just going to make a separate one for it just because. So the bug I was talking about before I've encountered, I cannot zoom in and out, I can't do WASD, I'm hitting everything and nothing's moving. So let's go to the tech tree, close it back out, and you can move again. So this is actually in the way of another node, so we're going to move this over here. And so I'm just going to, now there is no copy and paste in this game, so you have to create each node one by one. Kind of annoying, but it is what it is. It's still worth playing the game, I feel. So let's quickly put down some of this stuff to get this line going. We need to put a rock down. We need to put some coal down. We need a whole bunch of ilmenite stuff. I don't know if I'm saying that word correctly, but we need a ilmenite ore. We need refined ilmenite. We need an ilmenite crystal. We need enriched crystal. We finally need I didn't mean to put that one there. Let's see if I can get rid of that. Delete the node. There we go. Let's put down some mana. We need a mana stone. Finally, a mana gem, pure mana stone. And that's what this requires right here. I think we can delete this one too. I put that one down by mistake. So now we just need to hook all this up. Like we can click on this one, click times 10, upgrade this one to level 50. It's about where I'm at. I have almost 4 million in stock. It's going to cost 145,000 to go up the next 10 levels. But so far I found this to be adequate. We're going to export half of them for now just to see how much it goes. Connect these two by right clicking on them. That exports half the material from here up to here because I selected half right here. And we can upgrade this one. We'll go to level 50 on this one as well. We are short 4.33 per second. So we'll come down here and we'll probably just make this be 200. That should fix the shortage. We're at 0.08, so maybe we'll go a little bit more. 210. We are producing 332 here, so that means the extra 220 will be saved in the stockpile, and when I hit this backpack button, it will take it all out and add it to our inventory. That's how we purchase new nodes. So I'm going to go through and just connect all these up and get this one operating up here. All right, lastly, we just got to hook this one up, this one to this one. We'll just export half of it for now. That again leaves half of it in inventory, so that when we collect this backpack, we collect those resources. Half of it goes to this node up here. This node up here is used to craft them. And this is how we purchase stuff in the shop, by stockpiling these items. Then put those in storage and upgrade it, and that goes from 1 to 13. Now we can just spin this a couple times by clicking and holding. That speeds up the resource production. Put those in storage and upgrade these. We'll just do this a whole bunch of times till we can get it upgraded. We have 31 per second surplus, so quite a bit of surplus right now. So we're going to just have to wait a second because this is going to free up a lot of booster nodes, I think. So like the first one we can tackle is, I think this one here requires it. Yeah, it requires 500 of those. So we're going to wait till we get 500 of these, and then we'll see what this booster node does. We also have a booster node here, but I don't know what that's. We have to unlock this one first. So you can see this one's quite complicated. It needs 3 items to be produced. So we're going to start crisscrossing lines all over the place shortly. All right, we've saved up enough. We have 3,000. We only need 500. Let's go ahead and unlock it. See what it does. This is just a booster. Looks like we don't have to produce anything from it. So let's just check out we got 5% boost. That's pretty cool. So every node we unlock, we get 5%, it looks like. We can go back to the tech tree and see if we have any other ones we can unlock. I think this one down here, this one here requires that, but we haven't got down that far yet. We have this one here that we can unlock this one. We have this one here, we can unlock this one. What else we got? Unlock this one. Looks like all of them for now. I'm sure more of them require. I think we're going to start working on, just pick this corner of the map here and start trying to work through this corner of the map. Maybe this corner here, I think. So what we're going to do is work on these right here. So this one requires this mortar and pestle here, as well as these all reed flowers. So let's go back here. We are making that right here. I think we're just going to make another production chain over here because I think we're going to need a lot of these. So we're going to just recreate this line over here. It just requires some grass. We'll level this one up to level 50. We do have quite a bit in stock of this. We'll set this to half for now. And this needs, what does this need? This needs lumber, which I think needs pine cones. And we need wood. Wood requires pine cones. And this requires wood, so yeah. So that is the production chain. We do still have a surplus, so we're exporting enough down here. Connect these two up. Let's level this one up. We'll do level 61 on that. We still have a 1.42 surplus, so half of this coming up here is plenty. And we can export these. We can do half of this one, and then we can upgrade this. We have 531,000 in stock, so we'll probably go to there. We have 0.67 in stock, so again, half of it is good enough to get up here. This reserves the other half for our inventory, so we can just hit this button and collect it. And then next up, we need what? We need this guy. So let's just start with this one. Let's just unlock all three of these while we're here. So powdered auri, powdered raindrop, and powdered gloss root. Let's grab grass. We're going to need 3 of them because we have 3 different flowers. 1, 2, 3. Upgrade these all to level 51. And then we need the flowers. So we need the all read, which is this one, which is this one. And I think the other one's like raindrop or something like that. Raindrop mushroom. So that one really chews through the grass. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. That's still negative 15. What about this one? We have powdered raindrop mushroom, which is this one. And we have powdered gloss root, which is this one. Now this requires 2 ingredients. This requires auride as well as the mortal and pastel. Pastel. I don't know how to say that word. We have... Let's just hook them up and see what happens here. So we can hook these up to all 3 of them. And that will divide whatever we export. So if we export half of them, it's going to export, I think it says right here, 58 per node it's going to export. So we have destination nodes 3, 58 per node it's going to. And then we can connect these up like this. Saving is always in the way. Because you can't really tell. You have a surplus here. But like, what is the surplus for? Is it for this or is it for this? It is hard to tell. Yeah, there's no way to tell if it's making them fast enough. We'll have to keep an eye on the inventory. And we can actually do the math on this, right? Like this requires 20 every 6.7 seconds. This is 6 seconds and it's sending 30, or total resources 58 every 6 seconds. So we could easily go up to 58 mortars. We could easily go up to this being this number, instead of being 20, it could be 58, and we should be able to supply it just for plenty of time. We'll level it up to level 42, so let's go back to the tech tree. We're working in this section right here. This is the next item that's required. So you can see it highlights, we have 0 of the middle item, which is this item. This requires these 3 items, plus a 4th item, which is we have 0 of on the bottom there. So let's zoom out and see what that is. Let's highlight over it again. It's highlighting this one, which is next to unlock here. It requires these 2 items, this one up here, and this one. You can see by hovering over it. So we have both those unlocked, so we can go ahead and unlock that one. This is glass file small, so we will have to manufacture that next. Where it's going to do a separate line for that over here. So this is glass file. That requires, let's start with this one first, dried ancient dirt. So ancient dirt is right here. That requires this red stuff, which is ancient dirt. Put ancient dirt down. Let's put ancient dirt down. That requires, I believe, just rocks. So that is rocks, ancient dirt. This can go over to here. And then this one can go over to here, I think. So that'll be this one to this one to this one, and this one to this one. That connects up, so we're good there. And then we need flame ore. Flame ore is a little bit more involved. Let's check it out. We have flame ore here. Flame ore requires this elemental stone. Elemental stone. Elemental stone requires flint. This one requires stone. This one here. And this just requires rock. That is rock into stone. And you can tell, like, if you try to right click this one and right click this one, they don't connect. So you can tell you have something wrong because they're not connecting. But like, I can connect this one up so they connect, so you know it's good. It is a required resource. Let's go to this one. Go to this one. This is flame ore, and then flame ore goes into here. Alright, we're making level 55 of these. We have 382 per cycle, or 55 per second, so that seems pretty good. Let's go back to the tech tree, see where we were at. We were trying to get these operational, which requires this. This requires the vials we just made, so I think we're good to go on this now. Can do this one and this one, so let's unlock these. What do these require? These just require more crystals. Let's go ahead and unlock them. Good stuff there. It's just free bonus. Not free, but definitely bonus. So let's get the spiritual dye and raindrop mushroom essence built. So let's go back to the menu here. I put another mortar over here. So we got this one and this one. So that is that one. That is these two, which now we can do this one. I'm gonna have to wait till we build up some inventory on those. What does this one require? This one requires this one. This requires this one. So we're gonna need a lot of this because all three of these require this one. Alright, back to the tech tree. We should be able to unlock these now. We have all the ingredients for this one, and this one, so let's go ahead and do them. That is going to be Aubrey dust, raindrop dust, and glossroot dust. So let's get those being made. I think that requires this one here, so we'll just do them over here. That was dust. Let's put these up here. This one, and this one. So these require little bags, so let's make the little bags. Get these up to level 50 should be good. We're short 3 per second. So let's come down here and just let's make this 200. Set that to half. And these are going to go to all 3 of these. And what else do we need? We need this red vial thing. Can we upgrade this yet? Let's upgrade this times 10. Let's export half of those. That goes to here, and to here. So we'll probably move these up here a little bit. We'll have to get these organized so that they look somewhat decent. What else does this need? This needs, what is this stuff? Powdered glossroot. This is going to be powdered. So how do we make that stuff again? We made it over here. So we could probably copy this, or we can just use these. I think we'll just use these for now. Those got rearranged a little bit. They look a little better now, not as chaotic. So let's check the tree again. We can do this one now. Looks like we don't have enough of everything yet, so let's go grab the backpack, see if that gets us there. Just enough so we can do legendary dust now. Legendary dust, I think, is just a combination of these 3. Let's check it out. Legendary dust. We don't have enough stuff yet. Alright, that's enough there. We can grab the legendary dust. Let's just put it up here. Looks like it just requires all 3 of these. So let's grab this, just put this into here, this into here, this into here. Set each of these to half, I guess. Half, and that'll get this one up and running. Wait for stuff to be delivered. There we go. Get up to 6. So we can do the first upgrade. So these require 16 every 6 seconds. Let's get it up to level 10 and then see what it is. So 20 every 6 seconds. These are making... We are generating 116. So we're sending total sent per node 116 per 6 seconds. So we have plenty. We can get this number way up there. Storage, upgrade that. So we're at level 30 there. Next up is this one. What does this require? This requires this one way up here. And like so this one requires this one and this one, so we got some work ahead of us. Let's take something a little easier. Let's do this one here. Get this one out of the way. This is dyed fur. You can find our fur. I believe our fur is over here. Right here. So let's do another one of these. Let's do grass. Costs 5,000 per node now. It's getting quite expensive. We should probably just start reusing some of these. Oh, maybe the next one will do that. 51. Let's grab some deer. Feed that one. Do half here. Let's grab this up to level 50 should be good. I assume we need fur, right? Before we dye it. Fur there, dyed fur here. Grab this one, let's upgrade this to level 50 should be good. Let's upgrade, export half of those. And this needs something else. This needs this blue stuff, blue dye. Where are we making that at? This is over here. Grab that. Just drag that over here. And we'll put some of that in there. Do half of that. We can upgrade this one. Probably upgrade this whole chain. Level 50. Negative 0.04, so that's good enough. We have quite a bit of extra stock in here. We'll just leave that. So this has a large surplus. Need a little bit more in there. So we are maxed out on that, so we'll just have to wait. We're a little short on supplies here. Let's export half of that up to here. We have quite a bit of surplus. We could probably just do 100 here. And that is blue dye, or dyed fur going. Alright, let's check the tech tree again. Let's just stay in this bottom corner, complete as much as we can on the bottom corner. We're going to have to skip this one because this has stuff all the way across the map that we'll get to eventually. So I guess let's work on this corner. This one just requires yarn and looks like iron, which we have. So this is merchant's bag. Let's go ahead and put that down. Let's see what that requires. Merchant's bag. Stick it over here. This requires yarn and iron ingots. So we can make yarn pretty easy. Yarn is just right here, so it's just grass. Alright, let's get that up to level 50. And yarn. Level 50. Let's yarn into there, and then we need iron ingots. So iron ingot is this one. The iron ingot is this one, which requires iron ore. Iron ore requires stones. And stones require rocks. So rocks is costing us 13,000 to put down right now. Quite expensive, but if you look at our inventory here, we have 9,200,000 in stock, so not too bad. Upgrade this to level 50. Hook these up. Export half. That to level 50. We're a little short on rocks, so we're going to have to increase our rock count. 200 should be enough. 0.5, so we're just still not quite there yet. 225, so that's good there. Let's export these, half of this. This will get us to the iron ore. Go up to level 60 on that. Export half of that. Go up to the iron ingots. Level 50 should be good there. And we'll export half of that up to here. That is the merchant's bag. Gotta export the yarn here. Export half of that. What's next? We have this one, which requires these bags right here. These bags require something we don't have. This one right here is needed, so we need to unlock this one. Do we have the stuff for this? We do have the stuff for this. Let's do this one first. This is the rune scroll. Go over to the scrolls. I think I have scrolls down here somewhere. Where are the scrolls at? Here's the scrolls here. Move these out of the way. And let's put down the rune scroll. What does that require? It requires blue dye and parchment. We're doing parchment here. 121. Is this enough up here? Yeah, it's plenty. So we'll probably take this one and move it over, I think. We need some blue dye. Blue dye is right here. We're a little short on blue dye. No, we have plenty of blue dye. We're short on the gloss root. This is pretty easy to make though, so maybe we'll make blue dye over here. Let's drag this over a little bit. I think we'll make blue dye here and get this up and running. We'll just use this parchment right here. Alright, that's blue dye. Let's put this up to here. Do half of that for now. We'll grab some of these. This requires 53 every 9 seconds. This requires, well, we don't know, we have to level it up. Let's just bump this up to 200. And that'll get us 100 per node. So that should be plenty. Put some storage, upgrade that. Do our manual thing here for a little bit. This up to level 30. Level 32 is good. That is these. We needed these, I think, so we need some purple thing. What is the purple thing? That is way up here. So we're going to have to work our way through this one. It's kind of like a puzzle. You got to chase them back. So that is this one. We can unlock this one. This is refined enchanted ore. Where are we making that at? Enchanted ore. This is enchanted ore right here. I'll probably just make another one out of here, so let's grab refined enchanted ore. Up to there. Probably go through this whole chain here and make sure it's good. So we can probably start upgrading these to level 60. Just do half for now. Upgrade this to level 60. If we don't have much here, we can grab it down to there. That's only much we can get out of that, because this is maxed out. 452. So we'll go up to here. This is 1.7, so we don't have much here, but we could probably increase this one to half. That'll give us more 9 up here, so we can probably grab a couple here. Let's export half of this. Upgrade that. We have 539 in stock. We could probably upgrade this to level 60. And then just come down here and increase this to, let's just add 100 to it. Gets us plenty. And then we can get this one going finally. So that is refined enchanted ore up to level 32. I think I'll continue working through this and just get this unlocked here. And I will actually just come back. I'll get a whole bunch of stuff unlocked here. Maybe I'll come back when we get over to this and see what all this is about. This looks like something special compared to all this randomness over here. This looks like something different, so we'll have to see what that's all about. But that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.